Hi, today on the power of words and language, we're going to talk about two words that are often used interchangeably but shouldn't be, and that's bravery and courage. They're not the same thing. The best definition I've heard of the difference between them is this, that bravery is when you confront something painful, difficult, or dangerous without fear. Courage, on the other hand, is when you confront something painful, difficult, or dangerous despite the fear. Now, in my view, bravery is often the product of ignorance, sometimes stupidity. Sometimes it's just innate. Some people just don't feel fear, but courage is an amazing quality, and we'd all benefit from a better understanding more about the different types of courage. And what brought this to mind for me was I live in Nazaré, which is in Portugal, the big wave capital of the world. And so whenever the swell gets super big, as it does today, where the face of the wave was around 70 to 80 feet, and people are surfing that on tow and thing, people often say that these guys are brave. Well, they may be brave, but actually, knowing a few of them, what they really are is courageous. They definitely feel fear, but ride these waves despite that fear. And this is what we're talking about. And there's an example of the first type of courage, which is physical courage. Now, that's to do with resilience. It's keeping going through physical pain or difficulty, or doing something despite the danger of it. And that's actually, reasonably common. People do that by running a marathon or doing something that pushes them physically a little more than they're used to. They display courage in going there. More interestingly, I think, is a second type of courage, which is moral courage. Moral courage is doing the right thing even when it's unpopular or uncomfortable. We could all do with a little more moral courage in the world at the moment. Another type of courage is emotional courage. Now, that's being prepared to feel and face all of your emotions without distracting, without masking, without running away from them, without lashing out at somebody else to get rid of them. Facing them, learning what they're trying to tell you. That can be really, really tough, and that requires courage. And again, something I'd encourage you to try. It has a wonderful ongoing effect on your life, that type of courage. Then there's spiritual courage. Now, spiritual courage to me is living with purpose based on conviction. Trying to be a better person every day, for example, is a type of spiritual courage. And it's a way of having a positive impact. Another type of courage that you come across quite often is social courage. Now, that's being wholly and authentically yourself, not trying to fit in. Being you without fear, without apology. That is social courage. And again, something we need. Fitting in never brings a sense of connection, real connection or belonging that we all crave. So exercise some social courage. Be yourself. It's a wonderful, wonderful type of courage. And then finally, there's intellectual courage. Now, this is having an open mind, having the ability not just to learn new things, but to unlearn old things. A wonderful type of courage, because it allows us to confront new information, new facts, new learning, by a lifelong attachment to education and new facts and learning, and dispense with our old ideas when new facts come to mind or come to light. That is intellectual courage. Again, a type of courage we could do with more in this world, where people take entrenched views and refuse to move despite knowing very often at an intellectual level that what they believe is wrong. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to encourage you to be courageous. And if you want to know a little bit more about a particular type of courage, there's an incredible book called The Courage to Be Disliked by Ichiro Kashimi, two Japanese authors, Fumitaki Koga. I'll have the link in the notes to this video with that book. But it's about Adlerian psychology and philosophy, how to take your courage into the world, being the first one, the courage to be disliked. It's an amazing book. It'll help you. It's short and easy to read. It's a summary. It's a conversation between a philosopher and a student that is beautifully and simply written. And that's me on bravery and courage, and I'll be back with another few words to discuss when we next meet to discuss the power of words and language. Thanks.